this video with in the wrong mode, in photograph mode, so it's about 2 acres and it has a footpath running through it. So I'm doing this as a preliminary. I've got a second permission today and they're both about a mile apart. I've got some headphones which are Creative Jam V2. They're aptX low latency and they've got 25 hours of life, so I'm just giving those a trial run. I'm with the Vanquish 540. Vanquish 540 with a 12-inch coil. This used to be a much larger field, but the permission I've got basically encompasses about 2/3 of the total area. There's an area behind the trees there that was formerly part of this field, and there's an area of ponds which I won't manage to do because I'm going to a second permission and up the road and a mile away in a moment. So anyway, I've rerun this video and I'll just show you a series of pictures of the various finds that I've made because I was in the wrong mode basically. Right, I'm at my second permission now. It's a much bigger permission. It's about 13 acres originally, but it's reduced now to about 9 or 10, I'd say. It's all pasture, so it's quite a lucky permission. Obviously I'm just going to scratch the surface today with the Vanquish. Now I'm in 100 where formerly I found it cut half from Henry III's time on another permission in this 100. If you don't know what a 100 is a subdivision of a lathe. Kent has administrative districts called lathes and hundreds which date back to the Saxon. They're called hundreds because they were originally thought to be 100 hides. So in the 13th century a hide was 120 acres. It might have been smaller than all that. But Kent was a separate kingdom of course in the Saxon, and it was never a shire as such. Counties before they became called counties at the end of the Victorian were called shires. Right, it's a big area, so obviously I need to get on and who knows what I'll find, but I'll be with you at the first hole. Right, the first hole is an 18. But it's on the surface. Something small on the surface. Dig that in its entirety. 18 has always been a lucky number on this detector for the last 3 years for me. Anywhere halfway up the non-ferrous scale of course is going to often produce good things. Nice soil, it's soft too. That's all the rain we've had. Turns out to be a piece of rubbish, which as it was shallow I should have known. In fact, shall I take that out at all? Yeah, it's an iron stake. I think I'll leave that in situ. This was 16 or 18. It's in this clod. Right, it's in the top 4 inches. I think as it's shallow, more likely to be something modern. We shall see. piece of old tat. It's a sort of rubber coated metal, bendy, God knows, modern. Well, it's so far quite a quiet field. This one, 13, 14, but it's max depth, so hopefully, obviously it depends on the size of the object, hopefully it's a bit deeper than the first two. Sadly, it was a tiny bit of burnt aluminium. No good things yet. Okay. 21, 22, about 60 or 70% depth, so I'm reckoning on a coin for this one. If not, it's something circular, I would say, like a milled coin, like a pre-decimal or something. Could be a bullet. Shouldn't be too difficult to get it out. Still in the hole. Oh, the signal's got a lot rougher. Gone 13-12 now. And what on earth? God, tiniest bit of copper. See the size of that. Shows the old Vanquish with the 12-inch coil can find small things. Right, and there's the rest of whatever that thing was. I thought it was a high number to be something that small. The smaller the object, generally the number sinks. So, goodness knows. Right, we've got a 12 or a 13 down at about 7 or 8 inches. It's a spoon. Looks quite a modern spoon, unfortunately. It was a 24, 25. Again down at about 7 inches. What's it going to be? Hopefully we'll find it quite quickly after those tiny pieces that have copper alloy. Yeah, it is in fact a piece of copper band of some description. Let's get the old spray out. I think that's a piece of plumbing, but just to be sure. Poor man's ring, is it? No, no decoration as far as I can see. On the face of it, anyway. No, I think that's a piece of plumbing, unfortunately. Right, 18 at moderate depth. They are about 7 inches. What's it going to be? Button? Or coin? Probably neither. Ah, coin. Oh, it's completely shagged. So, that was a halfpenny. I don't think we're going to have any chance of seeing anything on that, unfortunately. The water's running out. Yeah, it's completely toasted, but it's a coin. Very high, 31 here. These normally turn out to be rubbish, but it's deep, so it might be something small. Let's see, shall we? Normally the number goes up into those into that band because of the shape of the object. It's something like a tin lid or something. It sounds too small to be a tin lid, this one. Right. very shallow, high number. Probably aluminium. Oh no, it's a washer. Damn things, see, circular. Right, this one was jumping from about 16 to -3, so it's probably iron. It's in here anyway, in that top 5 inches or so. Alright, so in the top 3 inches, probably another washer, or a nail. It's a modern piece of rubbish, sort of, I don't know, it's a modern rivet of some description. Right, 24-25, so over halfway up the non-ferrous, down at about 7 inches. Right, what is it? Is that it? Oh, piece of bloomin' metal tube, which because of its shape has made the number go up. Right, 21, moderate depth, about 6 inches. Oh, shotty. Alright, just quickly change the old batteries on the Vanquish. It goes quiet just before when they get down to 1 bar, so I'll stick those in my back pocket. You can get a rechargeable lithium-ion pack. I haven't yet bothered with that. Yeah, the lithium-ion rechargeable pack that you can fit to the Vanquish is about 30 or 40 quid, I think. But I've survived okay for 3 years with just ordinary dry cells. This one was a 25 and it was at depth, so it's quite an interesting signal. Let's pinpoint it a bit better. 23, 25 max depth. Right, we seem to be on target. A bit deeper perhaps. I can see something large. Oh dear. Oh, it's one of those tyre pressure things. I need one of those. Check your tyres. High pressure model. I don't know if we'll be able to get that working. I very much doubt it, but there you go. This one was a 26. Where is it? Is that one of those covers for a wheel nut? Yeah, it's just cover for a wheel nut. 28. Only about 4 inches down, 3 inches even in the sidewall there. I think it's going to be rubbish. Yep. See an aluminium tube. Aluminium tube. Oh, there we are, pond. Now one would think around the pond there'd be something. But the pond is behind there. Had a 25, which is, as you can see, only about 15 feet from the fence. And it's here somewhere. Right, right, is it out? Let's have a look. Yeah, number's dropped to 18, but it's saying it's in this clod. Yeah, which it is, fortunately. Ah, it's a horse brass. Still quite a nice thing to find. Could so easily have been a coin. There you go. Plain horse brass. Probably 18th, 19th century. too far from that pond in the boundary. I've got 18, but it's very shallow again. So it's going to be something modern, I think. Right, it's in my hand. What is that? Piece of lead. Yeah, just a folded piece of lead. Another 18 at shallow depth. See the hole here, only about 5 inches deep. A tiny thing. I don't know what that is. Right, this one rung up at 20, quite near the pond still. I don't know what that is, it's lead, I do believe. But anyone any ideas? I think that's a weight because it's had a piece of iron inserted in the end, so it might be a plumb bob or something. As to age, I don't know. It's smooth. May have a piece of iron going all the way through it. Interesting. Right, this was down at 8 inches, mixed tones, iron and 28 and minus something. So it could well be a large piece of iron buried deep. I don't know at this point. Oh, it's a coin. See the depth of that coin there. It's a good 9 or 10 inches. That's a copper. It's a pre-decimal of some description. So not that old, but getting down into the depths. So I don't know if we're going to find anything old, whether it will be just too deep to find. Can't see who the monarch is. Have a quick look. Pretty corroded. I should be able to see something on that. Is that Victoria? I have a feeling it's a Victoria, but I can't immediately see. I'll post it up at the end. Right, got an 18 close to the surface, sitting in that clod there somewhere. Could be another halfpenny. No, I can see something. Piece of old tin, or let's say folded alley rubbish. Right, just had a long chat with the landowner, Rob. Right, what is it? It's an eyelet from a canvas sheet. Yeah, speaking to Rob, we both used to work at the same institution in London in the 80s, so it's a small world, as they say. What's this? That's a bullet, I think. It's just been squashed. Right, 303 bullet. Alright, as I say, the sun is going down now. We've got a 26 here. 60% depth. I think that's going to be a coin. Could be wrong. Probably another pre-decimal. Might be Georgian. Might be completely wrong. Sounds like a milled coin. Could be a washer or something though too. Something copper, I think, anyway. Right, into the hole. Into the hole. Ah, is that it? Nope. Ah, it is a coin. Oh, oh, very nice. That is a silver, and that's in good condition. Gosh, that was that. What was that? 8 inches. It's a silver George III. That is beautiful. Rob said he was amazed I found a coin, and I'd got those crusty old Victorian coins. He's not so good on the other side, but we'll clean it up. But they are George III, a silver George III silver coin, finally. Right after that beautiful Georgian silver, I'm about 30 feet away. Got something at 17 in here. Don't think it's going to be another coin, unfortunately, but you never know. Right, it's in here. 17. What on earth is that? It's a ball-shaped thing with a protrusion. I don't know. Is that a nail or is it a piece of lead or what? Right, no clues on that one, unfortunately. Right, very deep, 21, well, let's say about 10 inches, but it was a 303, so 303 is down at 10 inches. Right, gonna call it a day. The owner's been here since the 80s, so been here a fair amount of time. He knows a fair bit about the area, so I might be talking to him a bit more. I think the highlight was that silver coin, and it's a good juncture to basically call it a day and come back on a future occasion, which if we keep our relationships right, that should be possible. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm going to head off now. I'll post up any bits that for you to look at that I cleaned. Anyway, give us a subscribe and like if you enjoy what it is that I do, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers for now. Right, here are the items from the first foray, which was about 2 acres. Behind the hedge there's another couple of acres to do, but I'll be doing that on another occasion. So, we've got 4 coins. This is George V or Edward VII, I'm not sure which, so early 20th century. That is a George. Now he faces left, so whichever George faced left, I think possibly George II. I'll have to check that. Halfpenny. A decimal 2p and a decimal 1p. A musket ball. It's nice to find a musket ball. And then, very interestingly, this pot-leg. I put it on my hub, and there's one on the PAS which, although broadly speaking they date anywhere from about 1100 to 1800, the pot-legs on the PAS. There's one that with a very, very similar design, which nails it down more to a period between 15 and 1700. So a bronze pot-leg, and 20 feet from that pot-leg, a plain pot-leg. I don't know again as to the age, but I'd say probably 1500 to 1800. They might have been dropped by a tinker who repaired pots. He might have had a little work area there. Dinky toy, farm truck. See there. This wasn't metal, but it's a glazed piece of pot. Then you have these 3 bits of lead. This piece of lead has a neck on it, which I'd imagine was for wrapping a string around for some purpose, like a plumb bob. And a nondescript piece of lead, a folded piece of lead, a ring pull, and 2 bits of iron, a piece of tubing. And that was it really on the first foray. Well worth the trip back, possibly when the power lines have been disconnected or whether there's a power cut, because usually under power lines there are lots of things that are waiting to be found that other detectorists haven't had a chance to look at, so it might be worth contacting the landowner to ask him next when there's a power cut, if that makes any sense. Right, these are the finds from the second permission, the 10 acres of pasture, and there are 27 items, so we'll briefly go through them. Got it looks like an iron plumb bob, lead plumb bob. Don't know as to the age of that, unfortunately nothing to give away the age. A spoon, a modern spoon, aluminium, tube of some description, the tyre gauge, modern tyre gauge, piece of lead, nondescript, horse brass, a couple of shotties, 2 303 bullets, this copper thing which we don't know what it is. This I'm pretty sure is a Georgian halfpenny, just from the coloration. They're slightly more grey than the later ones. Can't make anything out on it, unfortunately. That I believe is a 1917 penny. A bit of modern rubbish, piece of tubing. This here, as I say, probably a piece of plumbing. It might be what they call an olive, which is a clamp to join two bits of pipe. A modern rivet of some description. This here, I think, was just a piece of metal that's been on a fire, and it's formed that shape, unfortunately, just due to heat. A bit of nothingness, aluminium. And this was the pièce de la résistance. It's a 1816 shilling, George III shilling. That was a year after the end of the Napoleonic Wars. So the recoinage of 1816 produced in the following 4 years 40 million of these silver, and they're pure silver shillings. And that was it really for the second permission. If you like what I do, please press the subscribe button and give us a like. And I'll look forward to seeing you on the next